Hi, and welcome. My name is Tila Malat. I am a performer and a pleasure revolutionary and coach. I am an actress and I do stand-up comedy and I coach people to live in their pleasure from the boardroom to the bedroom. I've been away from coaching for a long time and I feel the call and I'm back and I'm here to help. I have a new course. It's actually a quest. It's an 8-week quest for men and it's called The Erotic Sorcerer: Cultivating Your Wand of Light from Cock to Crown. And it starts November 28th. It's 8 weeks. And if you would like to join, feel free to email me and the link below or put it in the notes as you post. There is so much I want to say, and I did one take of this and it was 30 minutes. So I said, okay, I got to go back and do the massive bullet pointed so you guys can get the gist of it. And you can always take the course or stay tuned for more vlogs to come. So sacred sexuality is what I'm all about in this coaching and what I'm sharing. So what is sacred sexuality? It's tapping into the life force itself, which is sexual energy. That is how we grow. That is how we are created. That is what our electrical energy is. It's life force energy, which is sex energy itself. They're the same. It's not just for procreation and for recreation, it's for spiritualization and for vitalization. That's the thing that people don't really realize. Now, having said that, I have a topic for today, and it is, I promised this to my email group, so this is what I'm sharing. It is semen retention, which they're talking about a lot on the internet now, and there's a lot of posts and vlogs from different men. There's not a lot, but there's some that are really cool sharing about it. And there's a following. So that's really cool that it's out there. But the title that I'm sharing today is Semen Retention, the Advantages and Disadvantages, which there are some disadvantages for how people are going about it, men. The greatest benefit and key ingredient. So let me get right to it. So semen retention is considered abstaining from sex and ejaculating. That's basically what they're doing. Right? That's what they're calling semen retention. And some of the benefits that they're finding are they have stamina from the boardroom to the bedroom. They, well, I should say that from the boardroom to the bedroom because that's actually not entirely true. They have stamina in the world. They have vitality, virility. They can think straighter, less mental fog, less anxiety, bigger, thicker erections, which is pretty cool. The disadvantage is the following. And this is what's so heartbreaking because personally and professionally, I have learned so much helping men throughout the years from my own bedroom and what I've learned to coaching and supporting men and paying attention to the men I love in the world, from my family and my father to my friends and what have you. The disadvantage also I'm seeing with looking on the internet and watching and reading the men's posts and what they're sharing is that because they are not ejaculating and they are not using their sexual energy at all, they're just abstaining. One of the complaints I saw from the dear men on the internet was when they go to have sex, so they're over here having no sex, when they go to have sex, they blow their load. They have no ejaculatory control or mastery because they've been abstaining altogether. So you don't want that. You don't want to feel like you can only have your vitality and virility and feel really masculine and have a sense of purpose. And as soon as you turn towards self-pleasure with yourself, or with a partner, a woman, that you lose all that warrior, hero, strength and purpose. That's not true, and that's not the way it has to work. But this is something that's been happening with a lot of the men because they're missing the key ingredient. Another thing was one of the men said, I have all this power and like surge and energy that feels so good at the end of my wand of light, but I don't know how to manage that. Is there a pill I could take or something else I could do where I could feel that through the rest of my body, through my life, and not just at the core of my cock? Yes is the answer. So that's another disadvantage, is that not using it at all, not tapping into it, you come back to it and you still don't know what to do with it, right? Like you get a certain amount of vitality and energy that you can use without you accessing it. But as soon as you access it, you feel like you have no skill level. So the sexual energy is a electrical force. It is something that you need to master. You need to get like a license. So For instance, my course, The Erotic Sorcerer, you are an apprentice. You learn how to cultivate that energy with your wand of light and the electrical energy, and you grow yourself into a sorcerer where you have the capacity to channel and conduct it the way that you want, from the boardroom to the bedroom. So another disadvantage, is that the benefits that they're getting are awesome. However, they're not, it's still like first gear. They're not getting the massive benefits they can get, the magic that is real. There is real magic in this world. It's not from a movie. It's not make believe. It's not a fairy tale. We are magical creatures. Like when you're in a car and you suddenly look to the left because you feel this energy, and somebody had just been staring at you and looked away, feeling a little uncomfortable. Or you just know your lover's about to call you, and you go to pick up the phone, and there they are. Whoa. We are very electrical, magical creatures. We are beings, human beings, and souls and spirits in a vehicle, in a body, in a temple. And that is completely forgotten in the world. We take it for granted, and we don't understand how magical we are. And we're living in a time where sexual energy, the life force itself, is so far removed and repressed and suppressed that we don't realize what we have literally at our fingertips. The most underutilized free resource that we have in the world, literally fingertips, and we're not accessing it and mining it in a sustainable way. Interesting, right? Sustainable even in the earth and in our bodies, because our bodies come from the earth. So I mentioned a little bit about me. Sacred sexuality, it's not just for procreation or recreation, it's for spiritualization and vitalization. And pleasure is your divine, organic, orgasmic birthright. So getting back to the disadvantage, I think I covered it all. Yes. They have no ejaculatory control. They don't know what to do with the power that they have. And they don't, is there a way to feel this through the rest of your body? Like, is there, the guy said on the podcast, is there a pill I could take or something I could do? Yes, is the answer. It has to do with the key ingredient. Also, another thing, a beautiful man was speaking to me the other day, and he said, I know how to pleasure women and I'm good at sex, but I never feel really free. I don't feel like I'm really connected to my heart. Correct. When you are either abstaining and coming at it from this way, and then suddenly going in, and anyway, it'll tie in. I'll explain it. So it's going to tie in why it has to do with when you don't. Yeah, I don't want to give it away yet. So, okay, I'll get back to that one. Okay. So the problem is that there's no bridge between no sex and non-ejaculation and completely not having sex at all, and then tapping into sex, tapping into the life force. You either can have control and feel really strong, or you completely fall apart when you the electrical energy. Well, that's not okay. You need to become masterful apprentice and an electrician, and get, even an electrician has to be an apprentice and get their certification. So how does one connect to that source? How do we source that? The key ingredient, the greatest benefit, is cultivation. Cultivation. You need to tap in, tune in, turn on to your sexual energy and cultivate it. This is very exciting, and this is the key. And it's actually quite simple to do. It's the willpower that makes it very hard. It just has to do with sexual energy, which is the life force, and breath. Those two things, so simple, can create profound shifts and changes immediately, and even more so built on top of each other in ways that you never even knew were possible. I will be teaching this in my course, how to tap in, tune in, turn on, and cultivate. So think of your body like this. Let's see, did I go over all that other good stuff? Yes. Cool. Okay. So think of your body like a battery, like a car battery, right? If you sit a car battery on a shelf and you wait too long, you can't recharge it really. It, like, the cylinders will die. You're a battery, or like a cell phone. You need to charge it daily. You have to plug it in. You have to plug it in. You have to, the innie and the outie, and make that connection, the positive and the negative, the masculine and feminine. It's part of the divine DNA of life itself. We all have a spark. We all have a little pilot light. And through these generations and millennia of repression and suppression, most of us are going around with this tiny little pilot light. But imagine whenever fire, little pilot light gets around fire and powerful energy of I don't want to give it away. I keep trying to say the wrong thing. The fire, what happens? It gets ignited. So once you just ever so gently tap into a powerful energetic force of the life force itself, it will ignite that spark within you, and it will ignite that divine DNA. And your body and your spirit and your soul and your mind and your physical body, they will all start to work together to heal your body and all of those aspects from the boardroom to the bedroom. Again, I'll be showing all that in the course too. So you have to plug in, tap into, and turn on to the source, and also a vehicle like a car. Most men and women, they get in their car and they don't even turn the key. How can you live a life like that? With men in particular, you have sex and you blow your load, or you self-pleasure, you blow your load, you drive your whole life in first gear. You don't even learn that you have a PhD and a master's. You can work your way all the way up through the body, through all 7 chakras, all 7 gears, they are real, and start to master and conduct your energy and your wand of light. And there's also chakras in your hands and your beautiful feet and the way that you walk in the world and in the earth and how you carry yourself and what you attract. Let's see, there's so much I could say and so many branches I want to talk about, but I want to keep this relatively short so you can just get the gist of it all. So the kindergarten, first grade, blowing your load, then you can cultivate and bring it up through the rest of your body. And the divine DNA is real. So therefore, the advantages I was talking about earlier become even more profound. The stamina, which I was alluding to earlier, in the bedroom is like mind-blowing. And you don't even have to learn that much or try to figure it out. The erotic innocence, intelligence, and enlightenment that comes through is profound. The shadow and the light, all the beauty of the whole aspect of the dirtier parts and the lighter parts, they all have a beauty and they all have a divine intelligence, and they work from the boardroom to the bedroom. So just like these beautiful roses that know when to come up, when to go down into the earth and sleep and come back up and bloom and blossom and what color they're going to be, you have that seed within you, that spark, that divine spark, and it wants to be woken up. That's why there's a lot of men are doing semen retention, because they find themselves being addicted or addictive to the darker, seedier, low vibrations of sexuality, like fucking around or pornography, or just addicted to the task of getting off, but then feeling depressed and anxious, and it all is the desire to grow towards the light, but it's getting twisted in an aspect that's just keeping you locked into the first gear. So you're actually trying to work your way up through. Now that brings me to yes. Okay, cool. That brings me to ejaculation. You can choose once you are masterful and you build that bridge, right? So how do we go from did I mention? I think I mentioned, yeah, that the guys were saying when they finally touched themselves, because I learned this when I was researching it on the internet and all the posts that they were sharing, that when they finally go back to self-pleasuring or being with a partner, they blow their load too soon, which is really tragic, because that's the bridge is there. You don't need to feel really strong and masculine and secure and focused if you have no sex whatsoever. And then as soon as you go to self-pleasure, which is a kind act of self-love, you lose all your strength and purpose and focus. Or when, God forbid, a feminine, a female woman energy is threatening to that security. That's not how it works. You can have that together and you can cultivate that together. So by yourself abstaining, then taking it to the next level of self-pleasuring with cultivation, and and pleasuring together with cultivation, and growing that to a spiritual practice with, connecting higher and higher and more deep and rooted and profound to God in this material world. The spiritual meets the material, masculine meets feminine, pleasure meets resistance, and did I say them all? Sacred meets sexual, spiritual meets material, masculine meets feminine, and pleasure meets resistance. So I know I'm going a little bit fast, but it's because I wanted to try to fit it all in. That's what she said. Okay. So I think I was going to talk about ejaculation. You ejaculate, and you get to have ejaculatory choice and control, and you want that because it hasn't been studied in scientifically yet, but there's metaphysics and their metaphysical science and the science of all the pleasure research and findings that I've done working with men personally and professionally for years, from just the men I love in my bedroom to, the people that I care about in my life, and learning and watching them, my father and friends of mine. It is true. I firmly believe this with every fiber of my being, and all my hairs are standing up, that using your sexual energy and cultivating it helps you live longer and last longer, and it helps your immune system, it helps your nervous system, it helps your whole vitality, because we are an ecosystem, and not tapping into that natural fountain of vitality is one of the hugest tragedies of our millennium. It's super, super important. They act like men just need to get used to the idea that later in life they're going to get erectile dysfunction, prostate cancer, rare autoimmune diseases. You don't have to have that. You don't. What you put into your body and all those other aspects make a huge difference. And using your sexual energy in a sacred way and cultivation, it makes a huge difference. It just delights me even talking about it, because I know I can feel power and the beauty of it. And if I can help you, when I help you, if you choose to let me help you, I'm happy to do so. So then there's ejaculation, then there's injaculation, which is, gosh, I don't know if I should say all this stuff if I have enough time, but ejaculation is when the energy turns into mass and matter, and it blows its load and you lose it. Injaculation is still mass and matter. It's gross, not as in disgusting, but as in matter. And it goes into your bladder and you pee it out. In both of those, you can still get the refractory period to feel worn out and tired and not get the benefits of the vitality. Then there's sublimation. And that's what I will be teaching in the course, where you become a master and a PhD, and even higher and higher, not just kindergarten and first grade where you blow your load, but you breathe the energy in, and it becomes subtle energy, actual energy that you breathe into your whole body, and then you can move and conduct through your hands, through your feet, through your lips, through your eyes, through your voice, through your love making, and through your desire in the world, and all the properties of each chakra, from survival to expression to the vision of the third eye, to action, attraction, and productivity through your third chakra, through your sensual lovemaking and creativity and your heart center. It's really freaking cool. That's another vlog I will be doing. So I think that I should wrap this up. So it's so easy to talk about so many different aspects of it, but how do you do that? So how do you source? How do you cultivate? I will be teaching that in the course. It's actually very simple. The hard part is willpower, but you can do it with an erotic sorceress helping to support you, and the other group of men. You can do this. It has to do with life force and breath. Very simple. Practicing slowly with yourself and with your partner, and cultivating, and you will see results immediately. You get to see extended results when you extend the practice, and then it becomes a way of life, and you wonder why you ever lived without it, and you see why you felt almost like you were a vampire your whole life, drinking water, and one day you get blood, and you not only get blood, you get the right blood type, like type O+++, and you didn't even know you were missing it, but you knew something was missing, and you have all your vitality and your adrenals back, and you go, oh. Of course, you're not the living dead like a vampire. You're the living. alive, but you get to feel your vitality and your aliveness. So on that note, yes, I will be teaching that, helping you get your apprenticeship all the way through your alchemical, um, it's just an alchemical, amazing process. And you'll be coming in sharing amazing stories with me, and I'll be writing down my, mapping and tracking my pleasure research findings to share with other men. Well, so and so had this experience, and it's so exciting. We'll be moving that up through the rest of the body. Yeah, so whether you're I don't remember if I said this because I was doing a video earlier, so forgive me if I did, but whether you're a Ford F-150 or a Volkswagen Bug or a Ferrari, most people get in the car and never even turn the key. They just sit in the car and they think they've gone somewhere, and they have lived not a full life. Then they turn the key and yeah, the heat's warm and there's a vibration. They feel the motor, but they didn't go anywhere. They go into first gear and they drive their whole life in first gear. Even on the freeway, the highway, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour in first gear, and you're burning up your energy, and you wonder why, you get erectile dysfunction or all those other things I was talking about. Cancel clear, right? You need to access it, cultivate it, and have more than just kindergarten and first grade. Yes. Okay. I want to say so much more, but men can also have full body orgasms, multiple orgasms, orgasm without ejaculation, and be able to conduct the orgasmic energy in their whole body and in their life. And this is going to make you even more attuned to your lover as well. So, the problem again with semen retention is if you don't tap into your sexual energy at all, you're not going to get the more profound benefits of all the aspects from the boardroom to the bedroom and the 5 bodies of consciousness: physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, and energetic. You can only move as fast as your lowest common denominator. So once you start to cultivate your sexual energy, it moves through each of those properties, and you get to stop and address each one and infuse it with sacred sexual energy and heal yourself and heal the people you love and the world as a result. So not connecting to it at all doesn't extend your life as much and doesn't give you the healing properties and all the magical realms. So like ejaculation is like first grade, ejaculation and abstaining is like, second grade, maybe third, fourth, fifth, but cultivating it and moving it through gives you the mastery of all of it, which is really, really cool. And then ejaculating too much from a very negative place without proper sacred intention, and with addiction and with just fucking around, especially with substances, that absolutely kills your life force. It takes years off of your life. Something to be very, very aware of. So I think that's what I'll say for now. I want to close by saying, don't forget, please remember that you are a divine you are a divine child of the beloved, a son or daughter of the beloved, in whom he or she is well pleased. And pleasure is medicine. Marvin Gaye and Al Green, they had it right. The sexual medicine and sexual healing and forget the other one. Sexual. Well, anyway, I'm so focused on what I'm trying to say to you and keep it to a short amount of time. I'll get back to that, but it's sexual medicine. It's your divine, organic, orgasmic birthright. And it's so important that you tap into that. So again, you can reach out via email and you can write, in the post below. I've been away from teaching and coaching for a long time. I'm just coming back and I'm very excited about it, and I'm happy to help. And I look forward to supporting you in this quest, because you're all erotic sorcerers in the making. It is your divine, organic, orgasmic birthright. And just like these roses, you have divine DNA. And once you tap into that spark, that divine spark, that pilot light that gets around that fire and blows up, there's no stopping you. the roses, they know they have their own season. They know when to come up and they know when to go back down to the earth. And there's a divine intelligence too. So you have erotic innocence, enlightenment, and intelligence. I usually say it the other way around. Erotic innocence, intelligence, and enlightenment. From the shadow to the light. You can have all of those urges and connections and darkness and light from a sacred place. Even the garden needs the dark, wormy earth to grow the beauty. And this is your birthright. So please go forth and prosper, and start by slowing down. What I'll say is start by slowing down, breathing and slowing down and intending the energy up through the rest of your body. And then feel free to join my course, and I will share so much more. It starts November 28th, and I'm also starting another one in January because we're going to need it after the holidays and when the new year starts. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to supporting you. Ciao.